Welcome back to Google Trends Hub, where we dive deep into the stories that are shaping our digital world. The news cycle never sleeps, and today, we've got a rapid-fire rundown of developments you absolutely cannot afford to miss. From massive data exposures that have the tech world buzzing to sophisticated new scams designed to catch you off guard, we're breaking it all down. Get ready for the insights, the analysis, and the critical information you need to stay ahead. First up, a seismic event in the cybersecurity landscape has potentially put billions of users in the crosshairs. We're talking about a colossal breach that could have far-reaching implications for how we protect our most sensitive online information. What exactly happened, who's behind it, and what does it mean for you? Next, we're peeling back the layers on a cunning new tactic that's making its way into your inbox. It's disguised as a standard system notification, but experts are warning it's a sophisticated trap designed to ensnare unsuspecting users. We'll show you what to look for and how to stay safe from this deceptive digital maneuver. And finally, we're connecting the dots between seemingly unrelated security events, revealing how sophisticated attackers are constantly adapting their strategies. These aren't isolated incidents, they're part of a larger pattern you need to understand. Stick around because you won't want to miss a single second of this. Let's get into it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. A digital earthquake rocks Gmail. A massive data breach has sent shockwaves through the digital landscape, exposing an estimated 2.5 billion users of the ubiquitous Gmail service to the insidious threat of phishing attacks. This alarming incident, as reported by the Daily Mail, involved a significant compromise of a Google database, reportedly accessed through a cloud area after hackers successfully deceived an employee last June. The group identified as Shiny Hunters is said to be behind this sophisticated operation. The fallout from this breach is extensive, with initial reports indicating the theft of a vast quantity of business files, including company names and contact details of scientists. While Google has stated that passwords were not believed to be part of the stolen data, the sheer volume and nature of the accessible information present a significant risk. Hackers are already weaponizing this stolen data, initiating systematic cyber attacks. This includes making deceptive phone calls and dispatching malicious emails to unsuspecting customers, all with the ultimate goal of infiltrating their accounts and pilfering personal information. The method involves impersonating Google employees to gain trust and extract sensitive details. Cybersecurity expert James Knight has issued a stark warning about the potential ramifications, emphasizing that any Gmail user could face severe consequences. He highlighted a particularly concerning tactic where scammers, using phone numbers with the 650 area code, are contacting Gmail users on social media. These calls aim to trick individuals into resetting their passwords, a common social engineering technique used to gain unauthorized access. Knight's advice is clear and urgent. Gmail account holders should immediately review their account security, update any weak or commonly used passwords, and crucially, enable multi-factor authentication to create an additional barrier against unauthorized access. He also strongly recommends performing a Google security checkup to identify and rectify any vulnerabilities within personal accounts. The implications of such a large-scale data exposure underscore the constant need for vigilance in our increasingly interconnected digital lives. Audience impact. This breach has ignited widespread concern among Gmail users, with discussions dominating cybersecurity forums and social media, prompting calls for immediate security reviews and enhanced protective measures. This is just the beginning of our deep dive into the latest digital threats. Stay with us as we uncover more about how these attacks are evolving. The billion account breach, Shiny Hunters strikes again. In a digital heist of staggering proportions, a notorious hacking collective known as Shiny Hunters has successfully breached a major Google database, compromising the sensitive information of an estimated 2.5 billion Gmail accounts. This monumental security failure, brought to light by the Daily Mail, represents a significant threat to users across the globe, amplifying concerns about the safety of personal data in the cloud era. The breach reportedly occurred after Shiny Hunters managed to acquire the working credentials of a Google employee in June 2025, granting them unfettered access to a vast repository of user information. Shiny Hunters has previously established a fearsome reputation for orchestrating high-profile attacks against numerous large corporations, and this latest exploit solidifies their position as a formidable force in the cybercrime underworld. The immense value of Gmail addresses to malicious actors cannot be overstated. They serve as a critical gateway to a treasure trove of personal information, enabling blackmail schemes, facilitating identity theft, and providing a launchpad for further attacks against associated businesses or services. While Google has officially acknowledged the occurrence of the breach, the company has been notably reticent in disclosing specific details regarding the exact number of affected accounts, leaving many users in a state of anxious uncertainty. In response to this alarming incident, cybersecurity experts are issuing urgent advisories to all Gmail users. They strongly recommend a proactive approach to account security, urging individuals to exercise extreme caution and refrain from sharing any passwords or verification codes, regardless of how legitimate or urgent the request may appear. The sophisticated nature of modern cyber threats means that even seemingly innocuous communications could be part of a larger, more sinister phishing operation. The potential consequences of this breach are far-reaching, as the stolen data can be leveraged for a multitude of illicit purposes, including spear phishing campaigns, corporate espionage, and the creation of fraudulent identities. Users are being advised to remain vigilant, scrutinize all incoming communications, and ensure their account security settings are robust, including the implementation of multi-factor authentication as a critical safeguard against unauthorized access. The scale of this data exposure highlights the persistent and evolving challenges in maintaining digital security in an era of increasingly sophisticated cyber threats. Audience impact. The cybersecurity community and affected users are actively discussing the breach on various platforms, demanding greater transparency from Google and emphasizing the critical need for enhanced personal data protection measures. But the digital threats don't stop there. We're now turning our attention to a more deceptive form of cyber attack that might already be in your inbox. The MailerDemon deception, a clever Gmail scam. Many Gmail users have recently encountered a persistent and potentially hazardous message within their inboxes: a delivery status notification, failure, alert. While these notifications typically signal a legitimate issue with email delivery, scammers are now expertly exploiting this system to bypass email filters and distribute malicious links. This sophisticated phishing tactic, increasingly prevalent over the past year and noted by users on platforms like Reddit and Google's own support pages, poses a significant risk to unsuspecting individuals. The core of this scam lies in the misuse of the MailerDemon program, a legitimate system responsible for sending automated notifications when an email cannot be delivered, for instance, due to an incorrect address or a full recipient inbox. Cybercriminals are hijacking this trusted mechanism by spoofing the sender address to appear as mailerdemon@googlemail.com. The fraudulent message typically includes a deceptive text box stating, "Your message wasn't delivered to your handle at Google.com because the address couldn't be found or is unable to receive mail." Crucially, these fake notifications often contain a clickable Learn More link or a link to Google support pages designed to appear entirely authentic. At first glance, the scam seems plausible, especially given the mention of Google. However, a closer inspection reveals a critical discrepancy. Your actual email address is likely ending in @gmail.com, not at google.com. Further down in the message, users might find an embedded image, an attachment, or a forwarded message that clearly deviates from legitimate communications, often exhibiting typical spam characteristics. Clicking on any part of this message or downloading an attachment could result in malware installation on your device. Alternatively, you might be redirected to a spoofed login page, such as a fake Facebook login, prompting you to enter your credentials, thereby handing over your sensitive information directly to the attackers. Even a simple interaction, like clicking a link, can alert scammers that your email address is active and vulnerable. The effectiveness of this scam is rooted in the way MailerDemon functions. Scammers can manipulate the email header, inserting any address they choose. If they use your address in the header, any bounce-back messages will be sent to you. This particular attack, however, cleverly makes the message appear to be both sent to you and originating from a system related to your email, creating a more targeted phishing attempt. The implication is that there's a problem with receiving mail to your inbox, compelling you to take action. Experts advise that if you receive these failed delivery notifications, the safest course of action is to ignore and delete them immediately. Reporting these emails as spam is also highly recommended, as this helps block similar messages from reaching your inbox in the future. It's important to remember that while this scam is prevalent, the MailerDemon system itself is legitimate, and you might still receive genuine bounce-back notifications for emails you've sent. Therefore, the cardinal rule remains: never click on links, images, or open attachments in unsolicited or suspicious communications. While your account itself is likely safe from this specific scam, because attackers don't need direct access to initiate it, ensuring you have a strong password and multi-factor authentication or a passkey enabled for your Google account is always a wise preventative measure. Audience impact. Users are sharing their experiences and warnings across online communities, emphasizing the importance of scrutinizing email notifications and reinforcing the need for robust account security practices. This deceptive tactic is a prime example of how attackers adapt. Now, let's see how these evolving methods are directly linked to broader data security incidents. Google data leak fuels new phishing waves, 2 billion users targeted. A recent breach impacting Salesforce database systems, which are also utilized by Google, has triggered a new wave of sophisticated scams specifically targeting Gmail and other Google services. While Google has confirmed the attack, the company asserts that it involved only publicly available data from corporate accounts and did not compromise passwords or user data. However, the repercussions of this incident are far more widespread, manifesting as increasingly cunning phishing and vishing, voice phishing, attacks aimed at unsuspecting users. Reports from sources like PC World and numerous Reddit posts detail a disturbing trend. Gmail users are being subjected to vishing attacks orchestrated by fraudsters who impersonate Google employees. These malicious actors typically initiate contact through phone calls, often utilizing numbers associated with California's 650 area code. During these calls, the attackers fabricate a story about a fictitious security incident affecting the victim's account. Their primary objective is to manipulate the victim into resetting their account password under the guise of resolving the supposed security issue. Once the victim provides the newly reset password, the attacker immediately seizes control of the account, effectively locking the legitimate user out and gaining unfettered access to their personal information and associated services. This particular attack vector highlights the alarming adaptability of cybercriminals. Even though the initial breach might not have directly compromised the personal data of ordinary Gmail users, the indirect consequences are significant. Attackers are skillfully leveraging information gleaned from such breaches, or simply exploiting the general awareness of security incidents to craft highly convincing social engineering schemes. The use of specific area codes and the impersonation of trusted entities like Google employees are classic hallmarks of advanced phishing operations designed to erode user trust and exploit human psychology. The speed at which scammers can pivot their tactics in response to new security events underscores the dynamic and challenging nature of cybersecurity. Experts are urging all users to remain exceptionally vigilant. It is paramount to verify the authenticity of any unexpected calls or communications, especially those claiming to be from major tech companies. Under no circumstances should sensitive information, such as passwords, security questions, or verification codes, be shared with unknown callers or via unsolicited emails. The effectiveness of these attacks often relies on creating a sense of urgency or fear, prompting individuals to act impulsively without proper verification. Staying informed about emerging threats and practicing safe online habits are the most effective defenses against these evolving cyber threats. Audience impact. Online discussions are buzzing with user experiences and warnings about these phishing calls, emphasizing the need for heightened awareness and caution when interacting with unsolicited communications claiming to be from tech support. From massive data exposures to clever email scams, the digital landscape is constantly shifting. We've covered a lot today, but we're not done yet. That's a wrap on another packed episode of Google Trends Hub. We've seen a massive Gmail data breach exposing billions, hackers exploiting a Google employee's credentials, and cunning scams disguised as delivery notifications, all while attackers adapt their phishing tactics. Stay safe out there, and remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, leave a comment with your thoughts, and follow us on all social platforms for more real-time updates.